Okay, the goal now is to try to get the engine and transmission out as an assembly. It's sitting on a motorcycle jack, and I'm just going to try to drag it out. Using an engine hoist on this gravel is probably not going to go well anyway. So, and the bottom of the engine and transmission and cross member was smashed in the accident, so it's got some scrapes on it already, so a couple more is not going to make a whole lot of difference. So we'll give this a try. Well, it didn't go too bad. Nothing got damaged. I was more worried about the valve covers anyway, but they're plastic. So now I can take the drive shaft off. I'd like to lift it up and get it in the shop and maybe even mock it up in the frame before I go too far with that. But the main thing was to get the body loose from the engine and get the engine out of the way so I can level the body, the Mustang body, and then get really accurate suspension location points from underneath. I've got a laser now that I can use so I can get real good accurate measurements. So that was the main reason to get the motor out of the way anyway. So I got the chassis pretty level. The laser level works pretty good at self-leveling, so now I know that I have a level 0 point to work from. I measured up on the 4 sides, 4 corners underneath to get the at least the pinch welds level, and now I can measure down from all the suspension mounting points to the same laser level line, and then I can make sure that my suspensions have the correct geometry in the frame, and because there's no guarantee that they're level. Each subframe is supposed to be level. I mean, they may be pitched or something, I don't know, but that'll help me lay out the frame. And I found out that using hydraulic jacks way easier than trying to do floor jack and blocking. I mean, these are there, but they're just kind of there as safety, which, yeah, I know concrete block's not the best, but there's not a lot of weight. Most of it's out, so that seemed to work pretty good, but it's still a pain to do it. But now I'll get the dimensions for the chassis points. So it literally took like 5 minutes to get all these dimensions, because with the laser, I mean, it's so simple. That's it, done. Now the challenge is to get the engine and transmission over this stones and this ledge and into the shop. I think I want to put it in the frame and mock it up, check for tunnel clearance on the body, and see how everything lines up. Turned out to be easier than I thought. It slid right in, no drama, so that was good. I also brought the body back in on the dolly. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't you just leave it in here hanging up if you're going to do all this anyway? Well, I don't know. I hadn't thought about it that far ahead and figured, well, it took me 15 minutes to swap everything around and get this back in here. So I'll lift it back up, take the dolly out, bring the chassis back in, put the motor in the chassis, lower the body down, and make sure this whole ordeal is going to work. So I have the body suspended up above the frame, and then I'm going to try to get the engine in the frame, mock it up, drop the body on the frame, and see what hits and what clears and how things line up. So getting that off the ground is going to be fun. I don't really want to tear it apart and take the transmission off, but we'll see.